What's up, good people? It's your boy, Leroy McKenzie Jr. Y'all know the grind is on all day, every day from now until 2021 gets here. So we are working, we have what, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks left in this year, and we're going hard. We want to make sure that everybody is able to be able to finish strong 2020. I know it's been rough. I know it's been one of the toughest years. It's been one of the most challenging years that all of us have been a part of. But as I always say, you got to be unstoppable, and that's a mindset. It's an attitude. It's more than just a hashtag. It's a mindset. It's a mind frame. It's a lifestyle. It's a way that we carry ourselves. So coming tonight, I came to you tonight because I brought a special business associate of mine that has something wonderful. Now, this is for the ladies. So, fellas, y'all can be a part of this. I want y'all to be a part of this because I want y'all to understand to be able to send your ladies to this. But we got something that's special for the ladies that's coming up in a couple of weeks, virtually, of course, and everything. But I wanted to let y'all know to be a part of it. If you are an aspiring woman entrepreneur, if you are a woman entrepreneur, this show is for you. This is for you specifically. We have just a wonderful dynamic. I call it the hardest working, not just woman, the hardest working Jamaican that I know. She is just always grinding. She don't have jobs, y'all. She got 15 businesses. So it ain't just jobs with her. These are businesses. So y'all gonna meet her in just a second, because she is just a phenomenal woman, and she has this event that's coming up on December the 12th. It's going to be all day from 10 to 5, and it's just going to be a great day of some great things, and I'm not going to take anything from it. So I want to be able to get right into the conversation. So I want to introduce everyone, and she'll talk a little bit about herself. Is Miss Joan Henry-Fields. And for y'all that don't know who she is, y'all will know her by the end of our conversation here. But because we're gonna talk about all the things that she has going on too. So I want to welcome my friend Miss Joan Henry-Fields. Hey, Miss J, what's going on?
I'm doing fine, Leroy. Thank you for having me. I was looking at my phone hoping to be able to stream on my page as well, but I can't seem to find it.
Okay, no problem. I'll send it to you. Okay, I'll give me 1 second.
Yeah. Hello, Facebook Nation. How are you doing out there? Thank you for tuning in to this special broadcast with me and Mr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. You know that I always said it's full government, so that's nothing new.
And it's funny because I know people think that that's why I do that, but I say my full name because I'm a junior and my dad passed in 2012, and I do that to pay just to pay homage to him, and so that he will always be a part of any and everything that I do and be a part of me being a part of the legacy that he left for for me and my siblings and everything. So and since I carry his name, I want to always try to be you give your full government name. So let's start off by doing this, Joan. Let's start off by you telling the audience just a little bit about who you are, and then we'll get into the conversation about the WE Expo that's coming up. Okay.
Okay, and that's fine. So, hello, viewers again. Again, my name is Joan Henry-Fields, affectionately known as Jamaican Joan. As you could see on your the screen, it says Jamaican Joan. So that by itself explains where I'm from, right? So I'm from the beautiful island of Jamaica, and not just Jamaica, but Clarendon, Jamaica, West Indies. I'm married to the amazing Mr. Kyle Fields. We have 4 children, 2 sons, 2 daughters. I'm an entrepreneur with 2 businesses, Out in the Fields real estate consulting firm and RISA Incorporated. Now, RISA Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that connects women and girls to an array of services, domestic violence services, homelessness services, and some other much needed services. And of course, Out in the Fields LLC, we have wholesaling, property management, and there's a cleaning component. As it relates to education-wise, I have a bachelor's in human services, a master's in social work, and a doctorate in business administration. So that's your Jamaican Joan in a nutshell.
Just in a nutshell. Now I want to ask you this. What got you started in becoming an entrepreneur? Was that something that you've always had a desire to do, or was that something that you kind of acquired while going along?
Well, you know what? My entrepreneurial journey, now that I look back, my entrepreneurial journey began way back in my home country, Jamaica, without even knowing that that's what it's called, entrepreneurship, right? Because see, my grandmother, she used to buy and sell things at the local market.
Okay.
And on Wednesdays, she used to have a fish shop out of the home where we live, where people would come there to purchase fish and, you know, other goods that she sell. And as a oldest grandchild, I was the one responsible for helping her selling those things and collecting the money. So I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, I kind of started entrepreneurship a long time ago, you know. And but what made me started entrepreneurship for the last, let's say 12 to 15 years, I realized that having a job, or rather not having an extra job, is one, it's not sufficient to maintain your lifestyle, and two, it is just not safe, period, because you cannot depend on any one job. So like you referenced earlier, you said Jamaicans have many jobs, but let me tell you something, Leroy, I'm gonna call you out on that, but guess what? That is the same thing we now call multiple streams of income, ain't it?
It sure is. You're exactly right about that. You are exactly right about that.
We were on to something. We just didn't know what it was called.
Right?
But it is multiple streams of income. That's the revised version of Jamaican having multiple jobs.
Right. I love that. I love that. That is so true.
Yes. So, you know, so in all seriousness, I realized that, you know, having one job is not going to cut it. So I've been involved in entrepreneurial endeavors with several network marketing, but of course now I have my own companies.
Wow. Wow. I mean, and that's great. And a lot of us don't understand, sometimes don't realize, like you said, being with your grandmother, the lesson that you learned and what you picked up by just being around her, and the things that she kind of, I won't say inadvertently taught you, but she taught you some business lessons just by being with her. Hey, you learned about financial literacy. You learned about how to handle and count money. All of those things that go into us as we get older and get into business and everything like that. The understanding that gave you the foundation of those tools that you would need growing up and everything. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome that you talked about that and gained that from her. Now we're here for a for about your expo, the Women's Entrepreneur Expo. Now, first I want you to, when did it begin? And then if you can just talk a little bit about where the idea came from for you.
Okay. I can recite that even in my sleep.
I know you can.
So the expo started back in 2008. And during that time, I had just graduated from Howard University. And it was also during the time of the recession. Now, if you remember, during that time, there were statistics that showed that if some people could afford an extra $200 a month, they would have been able to keep their homes. Now, the way I look at it is totally crazy for someone to put in the work to save, to purchase a house, and then losing it just because you're not able to come up with an extra $200 a month.
Right.
So me and my ambitious self decided to, try to find a way that could kind of tackle that. Of course, I was more thinking about the women from that perspective. So I decided to start what I thought then was just a market day. That's all I had in mind. I just want to do a market day where women can come out and share their products and other women can see what they're doing and could start a business of their own. But there was a shift, and most of that shift I can hardly explain. It's like it has been erased from my memory, because next thing I know, I was looking for a venue. I was looking for speakers, and next thing I know, I was having a ribbon cutting ceremony with Pat Muse from Channel 4. And honestly, I don't even know how I got in touch with Pat Lawson Muse from Channel 4.
Wow.
I really don't remember. But I just know that she was there holding it down with the ribbon cutting ceremony. And so that's how we got started. And it has been just running ever since, never look back.
Wow. Wow. I think that's great. Now, tell us a little bit about what the conference or what the expo entails. What's the premise of the expo?
Well, you know, the expo is for small businesses, women-owned businesses, and honestly, new businesses. Because the expo prides itself on business revitalization and for those looking to start a new business. So that's kind of what we entail in the event coming up. We have a VIP session starting at 9:30 with Dr. Erica Murray. We have 4 sets of panels with experts from various fields, like you name it, it's there. We're gonna have experts from a variety of different fields. We're gonna have 2 cooking demos. One of them is by an American chef and the other one is by a Jamaican chef. So we're gonna have a full day. And then at 5 o'clock, we're gonna have our keynote delivery by Dr. Ruben West out of Topeka, Kansas. And let me tell you, viewers, if you've not heard Dr. Ruben West, you are missing out. Let me tell you, because I attended several of his conferences in the past, and he also spoke on the stage of this very same expo that we're talking about. And once he get done, you will never be the same. Something has got to change. You will have a change of, it's gonna bring some change in your life, because Dr. Ruben West is that powerful. And he's the one that's gonna be bringing the keynote speaking. And then we're gonna take a break. And then we're gonna come back at 7 o'clock for what I call the after party. You know, Jamaicans, we love to party. So it's the after party. And this is where we're gonna have some giveaways. We're gonna have the vendors selling their items. You know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a great after party with, again, more networking, more giveaways and vending. So please support our vendors. They're gonna have amazing gifts that you could get for yourself or for someone for Christmas. We have candles, wines. I mean, you name it, it's gonna be on the show. So please tune in to watch this amazing expo.
Yeah, actually, and something that you said, Dr. Ruben West is just outstanding. For those that have not had the privilege of hearing him speak, you are in for a delightful, not just treat, but just something that will, I promise you, you will come away from it enlightened, you'll come away from it empowered, and impacted. And when I say those 3 things, you're going to be taught something, you're going to be equipped with something, and then you're going to be impacted to want to do something. And you will come away with that after hearing him speak. And I think just being a part of this whole event will give you that as well. And especially being women entrepreneurs and going into 2021, because hopefully if you're as an entrepreneur, you're already looking into 2021 now. And you're just finishing off the year 2020. And what a great way to finish the year than to be at an expo that gives you the opportunity to be able to meet like-minded people, to be able to learn, gain some knowledge, information, and resources from a myriad of people. And you'll be able to, I promise you, you will be more than fulfilled coming away from the event. So, Joan, can you just tell the audience and those that will be coming to the expo, and we'll give the information where people can register, because they still register for the expo.
Oh, absolutely. And
Okay.
when we get to that, I'm going to let you know just how easy it's going to be.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Now, what can the attendees expect being at the WE Expo?
Well, they can expect that they will leave with information that will help them to either start or take their business to another level. They will receive information that will change something about their life, something about the way that they conduct business. So it's going to be a fun, power pack event. And I know that, it's going to be, it has always been a very impactful event, even when it was in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no intention of delivering any less, even though it's going to be in a virtual setting. As a matter of fact, now I get to have people from, I do stuff internationally.
Yep.
So now I get to have folks participate. One of my speakers, she's coming out of Jamaica. So, I'm able to not just locally, but internationally, take it international as well. So it's almost like a good thing. So we're going to bring it. And even if you listen to the video from Dr. West, he already said, even though it's virtual, make no mistake, he's going to bring the heat. So that's a warning in itself. But Jamaican Joan is going to deliver as always. I don't ever do anything that's halfways or sideways. So you have it coming. It's going to be on and popping. That's all I can tell you.
Absolutely. And a lot of people, what 2020 has taught me is that, yes, we've had to shift and do things a little different, this year and everything like that. And the virtual events that I have been a part of, I lied to you not, Joan, they've been I'm talking, they've been on the same level as being at the actual event. And the platforms that have been used and everything like that, it gives you that feel of that you're right there, because you're able to have those one-on-one conversations with the vendors, like you talked about. You're able to see and hear the speaker just as if you were sitting right there you're sitting in the audience, and then also you get to be with the vendor. You get to actually still kind of float around. You get to see who the vendors are and visit the vendors and see all of the different types of products and services that they are. So don't think that just because it's virtual that, I don't, it's a lot more. Actually, to me, it's a little, you're actually to enjoy it in the comfort of your home, and you don't want to get too comfortable. As well, I tell people, you don't want to get too comfortable being at home and everything like that. But if you need to grab something, grab something to eat, you can grab something to eat, and you can still do it. That's right. You can still do it at your laptop and not really miss anything and all of those things. So I think it's, it's a great opportunity for individuals to be able to come and be a part of the expo. Now, who should attend?
And so, Leroy, before you go, I was going to tell you that in an effort to ensure that this event, is delivered to its fullest potential, I did a pre-Mother's Day conference.
Okay.
In the same panel style, and we did some giveaways. So I kind of tested it already.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to wait to let the expo be the test. I already tested it, so I know what to expect. So yes, viewers, you can rest assured that it's going to be an amazing production. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, who should attend the WE conference? Who is it actually for? Who is the WE Expo for?
Well, who should attend? You should attend if you're looking to start a business, or if you're looking for ways to enhance your business. So in other words, it's for budding entrepreneurs, for seasoned entrepreneurs. And guess what, Leroy? It's even for curious entrepreneurs. If you're just curious to see what the entrepreneur over there is doing, come on in. There's room for you.
Exactly.
And not to mention, it's a free virtual event, and I kept it free because normally the in-person event was always free and open to the public. So I didn't try to go like in a private group to do this one. It's going to be
Right.
live stream on Facebook, and I'll share how you can find us on Facebook. So you can, I can share the expo with the world. I have people all over the world, London, Canada, who was never able to participate and enjoy the expo before, but this year they will be able to enjoy it to the fullest and be a part of it. So that's okay.
Yeah, actually, and that's awesome because now, and that's the other thing that being virtual has allowed, event hosts to be able to do is to make it international, because you can have people that you touch all over the world with it now, as opposed to it just being at a specific venue, and those that that aren't able to travel in, or to to travel to the event, they can now, at the click of a mouse and everything like that, they can actually be right there and be a part of it. So I
Yeah,
think that is awesome.
right, and that's also one of the thing that I said to the vendors. I told them, I said, well, look, even though it's going to be virtual, there is still a way, there's a possibility that this may turn out for you much better, because if, granted, I always have a lot of folks show up at the event,
Mm-hmm.
but now your stuff will be out there worldwide. This will bring you more customers
Mm-hmm.
versus just the 200 or
Right.
250 people that's in the room. Now you're out there to the world. So even, so there's some things that, just make sense after a while, that, look, this is actually a good way. And so I tell all my vendors, don't act like it's not important because it's being done virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Show off just like you was in front of these people in person, because you are. So,
Exactly.
just do your thing. So I know that's going to be great. My speakers, I know that they're going to be great. They've been getting a lot of emails from me, just strategizing and making sure that everyone is on the same page. So this is a big production, Leroy.
Yeah, and
It
that's
really is. And it's no easy task. So if you're
right.
watching and you're planning to host an event,
People think
don't
it's
think that it's
easy.
a walk in the park. It's
Right.
not.
Right.
It's not. I'm really doing this because I have the love for it. It's my baby. I've been doing this. This is going to be 12 years. That's my baby. But let me tell you, it's not easy. It is absolutely not easy. It takes some consistency, some patience, it takes a lot of stuff, but it's doable. At the end of the day, it is very doable. You just got to put in the work.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work, but you got to put in the work.
yeah, and folks think that when they come to an event that it's just that day, and it just happens. They have no idea of all of the things that happen um, leading up to that particular event, and whether it's dealing with the vendors, dealing with the speaker, getting the speakers coordinated, all that stuff still has to go on, even though it's even though it's virtual.
Well, let me tell you, and with virtual, we have one more issue to deal with, which I am trying to address as we speak, because as we know, sometimes these streaming have a mind of their own, right?
Right, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
of course I'm coming out of StreamYard. So I was just thinking this morning, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I upgrade my Zoom
Hmm.
package. So this way, should something go wrong with StreamYard, I could just pivot to Zoom. And you got to think like that. You got to think of every single details. You
Yep.
cannot wait until the day off to be like, oh my God, what do I do? So I'm just covering all bases, and it's I'm covering all bases just to ensure. I mean, should something go wrong, it's not going to be because I didn't cover all my bases. But for 11 years, everything has always been perfect. So I'm not expecting anything less this year. But it's a planning process, all right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Hopefully, the entrepreneurs, the women and men entrepreneurs that are listening, you just said something very key, and is that you, as an entrepreneur, you have to think of all the different scenarios when it comes to your product, when it comes to your services that you offer, any type of event that you're putting on, because, and I know Joan knows this, that it's your brand that people are looking at. the Women's Entrepreneur Expo is a brand, and people expect certain things when it comes to that particular brand. And you said that this is the 12th year. You don't just do something for 12 years just to be doing it. And it doesn't just hang around for 12 years to hang around. There has to be something that's done right. And let's talk a little bit about that. What in these 12 years, can you talk just a little bit about that, how to have that kind of longevity with with an event or even with a business? What are some of your keys to being able to do that?
Well, there are a couple of things that allowed me to continue with this expo. And minus consistency, because that's a given. But I would say integrity and honesty. And I'm putting those two together because I call those the Al Bundy of business. They married. You got those two goes hand in hand. You got to have integrity and honesty, because if you don't, then you're not going to have a business. I have repeat vendors year after year after year, repeat attendees, even repeat speakers.
Right.
So it is that integrity and that honesty, the way you treat people. That's how that's how you're going to sustain your business. That's how you're going to last. You cannot at any point feel like it's my event, I could do what I want to do. No, that's the wrong idea. That would be the wrong idea. You got to put in the work. It takes a lot of work. You got to put in a lot of work to make it successful. And that's what I have to do over the years. It hasn't always been easy, but it's doable. And then of course it comes with that transparency. You have got to be transparent, and you have also got to be authentic. You cannot, some would say fake it till you make it. It doesn't work like that all the time. People will see through that fakeness. People will see through you not being authentic, and they're not going to respect you. But for me, it is what it is, accent and all. I say what I say. If you don't understand, then I'll be glad to repeat, but I keep it 100% real, 100% honest with integrity. And that's how, that's how I'm able to, keep this expo going for 12 years because of those kind of things. Because again, you got to remember that you're not the only one doing whatever business that you're doing. And especially now, this COVID has birthed more entrepreneurs than ever before. So you're hardly in a unique situation where you're the it factor and so people got to come to you. No. So now more than ever, you need to treat the people that you're doing business with, treat them right and with respect and with integrity and with honesty. I mean, I could say a lot more things, but it's all going to come back to that, under that same umbrella, integrity and honesty. Once you have that, you can be in business until you decide to leave. But you got to have that. You got to have those two things. Again, those are the Al Bundys of business. You're married to those two are married. Integrity and honesty.
I love that. I love it. The Al Bundy.
Yep.
For those that may not know what she's talking about, the show Married with Children, Al Bundy.
Yep. Love and marriage.
One of the funniest shows that was out there. But when I say Women's Entrepreneur Expo, what does that mean to Joan Henry?
Well, when you say Women's Entrepreneur Expo, what it means to me personally is that for me, it's an impact. And I have watched over the years relationships form, businesses form, collaborations form, and all that, kind of birth from folks attending the event, networking with each other, doing business with each other. So that kind of, those are some of the things that help me to, encourage me to go on, because I know that it's been a blessing to someone somewhere or another. Some people over the years, they have grown, past the expo, they've gotten what they came for, they build a partnership, start their business, now they go on to do something else. But just as how they go, other people, come in, and then I treat it just the same, just continue to bring the same heat, the same everything. Like I treat it every time as if it is the first expo. I still get my nervous moment because I still want everything to be perfect. If something go out of place, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I was never worried, but I do get concerned
Mm-hmm.
because that's a big difference. I may be concerned, but I'm not worried about the expo. So, but I like to see everything done in a timely manner. If I said I'm going to start at 10, if it's 10:30, that would have get me kind of nervous because I'm a very on-time person.
Yeah.
So when I said 10, I mean 9:59, not 10:05. So
If you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, you're on.
yeah,
What is that? Yeah,
yes,
if you're on time, you're late.
you're late.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
If you're
That's
on
how.
time, you're late.
Right. Right. Exactly. So people have to, to understand that, and I like that because there is a to me. Um, I'm like you. I like to have things done at a certain level, and because of what we pride ourselves in, and what our what our brands represent, and like I said, 12 years doing this WEE conference. I mean, that's not something to be taken lightly. That's saying that that people um, people see the need for it, and people have benefited from it over the years. Like I said, not just the vendors, not just the speakers, businesses, and everything like that, but those who have attended. They've come away with those tools that they need in order to be able to either take their business to the next level as a woman entrepreneur, or even to, like you said, that aspiring entrepreneur to be able to say, wow, I can do this. I know what my next step is, and everything. And I think that that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Because like you said, it can be done. There's a lot of, I'm sure, women's entrepreneur conferences out there, but the WEE Expo is something that's you're not going to get where you go and you get two cooking expeditions put on, or two cooking shows done at the same time, giving you. See, I'm gonna be stiff in the screen.
No, but Lyra, but check this out. Not only that, like as mentioned earlier, there will be 4 panels,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
each panel will have 4 experts. So you're hearing from 16 people in different business arenas. So if you're looking to start a business or take your business to another level, and if you can't find anything in any of those 16, I don't know what kind of business you're trying to start. You probably need to rethink that business because,
Exactly.
yeah.
Now, speaking of the panelists, let's talk about. Can you talk a little bit about some of the speakers that you're going to have? I know you mentioned Dr. Ruben West, but just some of what the panels are going to entail, and what you're bringing with that.
Okay, so some of the speakers, and let me see I've got to make sure I get the names right. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, of course, we're going to have Mr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., who will be in credit. You're going to talk about credit, tell people about the different kind of credit, whatever you're going to talk about, you're going to be representing credit. Then we have Ms. Stacey McLennan. She's a real estate agent and a real estate investor, and she's going to be teaching how you can use real estate to grow your business, to be an investment, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Miss Lillian Middleton. She's a commercial lender. So if you're looking for, and she does some, she's a commercial and residential lender. So if
Okay.
you're looking to purchase even a property for business, then she would be your go-to person. I have Jamela Kemp. She is the goddess of nonprofit. She sleeps and wakes and talk about nonprofit. She's very good with that. And we have Jacqueline McSayers out of Industrial Bank. She is going to be talking about banking, and because I mean, it's one thing to make the money, but if you're not saving your money, or if you're saving it in the wrong account, you kind of going to be behind the ball game. You need to know about banking.
Mm-hmm.
We have like Chandra Gore. She's a public relations. We have author Kenita McCrae. She's going to be talking about missions and visions. And we have out of California, Mr. Jerry Foster, and he's going to be talking about branding. Out of Florida, we have Mr. Bert Oliver, who's going to be talking about social media marketing. So, the list goes on and on. It's going to be a lineup of power-packed speakers who are not just giving information because they probably do some research and see that this is what you can say. These are people, that's their line of work, that's their expertise. So whatever information they're getting is going to be coming from a place of knowledge, like it's well researched and, you know, good information.
Yeah, and that's the key, and I like how you have, or you tell me, I'm assuming that it was strategically done, where all of the different panelists that you have were connected. The businesses or what we'll be talking about are connected in some kind of way, because you can't do anything with all of those other things without credit. You got to make sure that the money is right. You can't do real estate without understanding real estate. You might want to be able to get a nonprofit. Your nonprofit may need a building. Your nonprofit may need a particular venue or whatever. So you need a real estate broker or agent to be able to deal with. So all of these pieces that you brought together, I thank you for doing that and bringing a group of people together that will be able to collectively give people knowledge, information, and resources that will benefit them in their businesses. I mean, because I'm quite sure they're going to be folks that are that have nonprofits, or maybe even thinking about starting a nonprofit. Well, how do I do that? How do I deal with a nonprofit? Oh, I'm looking for a building. I'm an entrepreneur, but I need to find a building, or I need to find some space. How do I do that? All of those pieces that you brought together for the Women's Entrepreneur Expo, I think is just brilliant. Now, I'm gonna ask you, I think I already know the answer. Was that intentional in which you in doing that?
In as far as having all the different experts,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, it's very intentional, because the thing about it is that I don't know who's watching and what level of need they have,
Mm-hmm.
because you may need one thing. I mean, it can't be just four things, because it may
Right,
not be any of those four things that one might be looking for to start their business.
right.
And so that's why I'm saying, if out of these 16, you cannot find some kind of answer, then I don't know what kind of business that is. Then you may need to reconsider that. I even have someone who's an entrepreneur playwright.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, that's Denise J. Hart. She's a professor at Howard University.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I mean, it's 16 very powerful people, experts in their own rights and in their fields. And then, of course, again, we have the keynote for the mindset piece, because you could do all this and hear about all the marketing and the branding and the everything that goes with it, but you got to hear about the mindset piece, because that's what's going to make everything else work. So
Yeah.
that's where Dr. Ruben West comes in. So it's gonna be great. It's
Now
gonna be great.
tell them the theme of the expo.
Oh, of course. So the theme of the expo is titled "Embracing Your Potential with a Winning Mindset."
Mm, mm. Because you can't
So
embrace your potential if you
the
don't
other
have a
day I
winning
was kind of
mindset.
laughing about that, because over a couple of years I named the theme "The Power of a Positive Mindset,"
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
which in 2016 I decided to use that topic to be the title of my book. So I'm like, wait a minute, this kind of sounds like another book, like another book title coming. Who knows? And you know, Leroy, something that I want to also mention is that, you know, it's been 12 years, but it's about 17 expos. Because for 5 years, I was
Mhm.
doing it twice, like
Right,
semi-annually. But when I
right.
started the nonprofit, you know, I had to start that nonprofit, so I'm able to, you know, help to give back to those who are less fortunate.
Mhm.
Once I started the nonprofit, I had to go back to annually, because it was just too much, you know, to have two expos and a nonprofit
Yeah,
and all that good stuff. So I went back to just having it once a year. But for 5 years, it was semi-annual.
yeah, absolutely. It really, and I forgot about that day that you were having it twice a year, because I remember that. I remember that.
Yep.
Now, what do you want the attendees to come away with? Once the expo is over, once everybody's kind of gone on their way, sadly, what do you want them to walk away from this expo with?
I want them to pay enough attention so that they can walk away with strategies again that will help them to start or take their business to another level. And I know I keep repeating those same two things, but you see, it's not a matter of having a lot of fluff. I'm gonna keep it, I'm pinpointing this is the purpose, to either start your business or to take your business to another level. So again, that's what I want them to walk away with. First, I need them to come with a open mindset. That's number one. Because if you come out closed mind, you're not going to hear anything that anyone is saying. So come with an open, positive mindset and receive all the strategies and suggestions and ideas and everything that will be shared. I'm hoping that you will walk away feeling empowered and feeling confident and just ready to rock and roll.
I love it. I love it. And but like you said, it does begin, to me, it does begin and end with the mindset, because you
Yes.
have to have the mindset. And we entrepreneurs, there's a certain mindset that you must have going into this, because it's not easy. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, you know.
No, it's
And
not.
I
And
tell
you know, if
anybody,
it was easy, everybody would have been an
right,
entrepreneur. So no, it's not
exactly.
easy.
Exactly, and many of us have found that out this year, because 2020, trust me, I believe, has tested those that are entrepreneurs, because you had to endure something that none of us could have ever thought of, and everything like that. So,
And you know
but
what? This thing is really an eye opener, Leroy. And that again, that is one of the other reasons why I'm glad I'm from that mindset with 3 jobs, like y'all said. But no, that's multiple streams of income. It's called
that's
multiple
not three
streams of
jobs.
income.
That's not 3 jobs.
Mm-mm.
That's three multiple
See,
streams of income.
yeah, see, y'all sleeping on Jamaica now. No, it wasn't 3 jobs. It was multiple streams of income. So we all just call it differently. So yeah. So, you know, I look at, and in as much as I have 2 companies for myself, I still have a good old government. I'm a program director for a company in Virginia.
Mhm.
And, you know, I've always encouraged my staff to, I have a staff of about 14. I always encourage them to don't let this be the it.
Mm.
When I have staff meeting, it's almost like you would think I'm teaching entrepreneurial class, because
Wow.
once I get past the things that I need for the job,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm going to need another half an hour that have nothing to do with the job. This
Wow.
is this is the skill building and the relationship building part, I call it.
Right.
And you know, I always tell them, have something else on the side, because you just never know.
Right.
And I can, you know, it came to pass now where I have staff that are home with no job, because of course my company went on furlough due to the pandemic, because
Mm-hmm.
you serve people, so you can't, there's nobody to serve now.
Right. Right.
And you know, I had 2 of my staff that called me and said, you know, Miss Joan, I wish I would have listened to you. I would have something else going on
Mm.
right now. Even to the point where their life insurance and 401k has discontinued or on hold or whatever,
Mm.
because if you're not working, there's no need for them to be putting in
Yeah, they're
anything.
not.
And I
Yeah, they're
even
not.
encourage them to
Yeah,
say,
they're not
look,
putting anything in there.
I
Right.
don't care about this life insurance or whatever you're getting from this job. Get a separate one, because the day you
Right.
leave this job, that's done. You want to have something that's going to move with you,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so again, I guess now more than ever, if we ever, you know, are able to get back in the same space again, I'm going to look them dead in the face and say, now you see what I was talking about? You know, it doesn't have to be anything 7 days a week, but have something that at least if you know, if you were to lose your full time, then you'll have a part time. You know, Leroy, since I came to this country, I never had one of anything going on.
Mm.
I've always had, even before entrepreneurship, always have 2 jobs. Because my thing is that should something go wrong with the main job,
Mm-hmm.
worst case scenario, even if I'm part-time with the other company, I just need to bump up to full-time, but that's not the time to be looking to
Right.
fill out application and all that stuff. So I never, ever, even when I was going to school and I did all my schooling here, never, there was always 2 jobs in school. I never had one job ever, because I realized early on that that's a, you know, recipe for disaster, just having that one job. So, you know, but you got to do what you got to do until you get to where you want. And now I still keep my regular job as a program director, but then I have my own 2 companies. So
Right.
even with a furlough, I didn't have to lose a night's sleep over it, over anything.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
And those are important lessons that I think that hopefully other entrepreneurs understand, and that's the importance of having multiple streams of income.
That's right. Not three jobs, multiple streams of income. Get
And,
it together now.
because, and I'm gonna say it like this: wealthy people have, on average, a minimum of 7 streams of income. I'm gonna say that again for y'all. Wealthy people have a minimum of 7 streams of income. So what Joan is telling you is absolute truth, that you want to make sure that if something happens with one, you still have those others that you have going on. And I tell entrepreneurs this, that with your business is that businesses go in cycles. So if you have one part of your business that may be in its slow season, you have the other part of your business that's in its peak season or is still going on and is still generating that cash flow, that inventory, the money that you need and everything like that. So it's important that you do have those multiple streams of income. Okay, Joe. All right. How can the ladies register for the expo?
Okay, and I'm gonna make a correction there because it is the Women's Entrepreneur Expo.
Oh, okay.
But over the years, I've had male attendees, male vendors, male speakers. My keynote is a male.
Hey,
You know, I have you on the platform,
she got
so
panelists that are men too.
it has never been just all female event, even though it says Women's Entrepreneur Expo. So it's for everyone. And let me also use this time to acknowledge you, Mr. Leroy, for always being a sponsor for the expo. You're a speaker, you're a sponsor, you have always supported this expo. You've been supporting this expo for many years now, and I truly appreciate all that you have done, you know. So thank you for your ongoing support.
Absolutely.
So now this is how everybody can tune in. Right. Oh, I forget that I'm not on my page, but if we go to facebook.com/Joan.Henry.77, and we may have to tap that in the feed once we're done. So again, it's facebook.com/Joan.Henry.77. And so that is my Facebook page. And in other words, you could look me up, author Joan Henry-Fields. I will be coming live streaming from that page, and I will be sharing to several networks as well. I will also be live streaming in my WE Global community, as well as my YouTube page. So once I get started, I have it set up in the studio that it will go to 3 different areas. And then I know that I'm gonna be asking like the speakers such as yourself, once we go live, to start it on your platform as well.
Absolutely.
So that, you know, a lot of folks, your network can actually tune in.
Yep.
And I'm hosting the event in a way, you know, I struggled with how I wanted to do the event. I was like, well, if it was an in-person event, if you wasn't there, then you would have missed it. So I was just gonna have one long stream, but then I said, no. As a result, I'm gonna have it in sections. So the panel that starts at 11 for that 1 hour, we will end. And that's when we're gonna have like the cooking demo in between. So if someone want to come back and watch the speakers from panel 1, you are able to go back and watch panel 1. You could watch panel 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna be like 4 different, when you look on my page, you'll have 4 different lives, but they will all be labeled. So you'll know which speaker you wanted to see, because just in case you miss it, I mean, things do happen. Right. So I don't want you to miss it just because you miss it. So, you know, we're gonna have it set up where you can always go back and watch. And especially the cooking demos, you definitely wanna have that as a playback where people can go back and follow those recipes and make amazing foods. So yeah, so it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be live stream on multiple platforms.
Cool. Now, how can folks be? And I know we got this year, but I'm always thinking year 2 or 3. How can folks get involved? Let's say if they want to be a vendor, for next year, or if they, if they want to be considered, let's say somebody that may want to be a panelist, they see, wow, this is something great, and I think that I have something to contribute to that. How can they reach out to you to do that?
Okay, if they're watching live, I could always be read through my Facebook message on author Joan Henry-Fields, or email. They could send an email to contact, that is CONTACT, contact at womenexpo.info. It's contact like I'm contacting you, contact at womenexpo.info. And, just let me know. And I do start to build my list early. I'm an advanced planner, so believe it or not, I don't be surprised if I start planning for something now for next year this time. That's just me.
And that's the way that it happens, though, too, because that year goes by so fast. You just like it literally almost right after you finish one event, you're right into planning mode for the next one, so that you can have everything set up and ready. So give the date one more time, the date and time for people, so that they know when to expect, or when it's coming up.
Okay, and before I give the date, this is a number that I can also be reached at,
Okay.
301-326-6880. Again, 301-326-6880. That's my business number. And of course, the event is going to be on December 12th, starting at 10 on the platform. The actual event starts at 9:30, but that's in a more private setting with the VIP session. So the live stream will start at 10. We'll take breaks, every hour, like, 10 minutes break in between. So it's December 12th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The panel will go from 10 to 4, the keynote from 4 to 5. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back for the after party at 7. And that's when you can support the vendors and purchase your holiday gifts and, all that good old stuff. We're gonna have some giveaways. I know that one of the I've reached out to the panelists and asked them if they have stuff they wanna give away. There's a lot of folks that said that, yes, they're gonna be giving away stuff. And one person is gonna be giving away a 55-inch smart TV.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Put my name
Can
in
I
for that.
participate?
I
Can
know,
I
right?
participate? Can I participate?
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know, I'm just asking, And of course, guys, I will be your panel moderator, and we're gonna bring lots of great stuff to you. So please don't miss it. Again, not because it's virtual. And first of all, let me go ahead and thank you all in advance for even considering to tune into the expo. Because in all honesty, Leroy, with everything being pivoted to an online platform, it's no longer the days when you wish to see something that you could watch live. I mean, you could go to anybody's page and you find something going on live. So again, these are the things you have to show people, that you appreciate them, not just take it for granted like, oh, they're watching the expo because they need information. No, 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 no. See, that's how I stay in business for this long, because I think, and I don't ever consider myself bigger than anyone else. So I'm thanking you now in advance that you will take the time to watch what's going on my platform, because I'm sure it's a Saturday. There's going to be other things going on other people's platform. So I appreciate, count it all joy, and thank you in advance for, supporting my platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, give your other social media handles as well. Like, what other social media platforms are you on other than Facebook too, so that people can like and subscribe and all of those, follow you and everything like that as well too.
Okay, so on LinkedIn, author Joan Henry-Fields. Here on Facebook, author Joan Henry-Fields, and also the WE Global Network, the WE Global Community on Facebook. Then it's the same thing on Instagram. My YouTube channel is being built. Lord knows it's so hard to get people to subscribe. So that's in the making. Yeah. That's in the making. So that, it's the Joan Henry Show. That's what that handle is over there. So yeah, but, oh yeah. it's always good to connect with folks. That's how you stay in business. That's how you stay positive. That's how you stay, in the know, because things changes from time to time, and you want to have that person that will teach you something that you don't know, because you don't know everything. You always have to stay in a learning mode. You cannot feel like you've arrived and you got it all down pat. No, I remain a student. Whenever I do a live, I always have my pen right here. If you see my pen and my notepad, this is on my desk in my studio, because I need to write things down
Yep.
and, take notes, and don't just act like I'm the host when I'm doing my show. So I'm too good to take notes. No, because I want to learn from other folks. It goes both ways. So I stay learning.
And what I say is leader, the acronym that I have for leader, the L stands for learning. You should always, as a leader, be learning. And I say this, I say the smartest person in the room is the one that knows that they don't know everything. Because if you always have the mindset that I don't know everything, I can learn something from anyone that's in the room. And being in this virtual room at the WE Expo on December the 12th
Yes.
from 10 to 5. This is one of
Yes.
those be in the room events. What better way to close out 2020 than as an entrepreneur being at an event like this that is going to push you into 2021 and prepare you for what you're going to be great in 2021. I do mantras each year for the year, and my mantra for 2021 is leaving the familiar, creating your what it, leaving the familiar, creating your purpose, your purpose driven future. And it's about moving out of this. 2020 has taught us that we can't stay comfortable. You can't stay comfortable, so you have to move from that familiar, what you're familiar with, and you move into what you're creating. And what better jump off spot than the Women's Entrepreneur Expo as your jump off spot into 2021 and creating that purpose and that destiny that's waiting there for you in 2021. So Joan, thank you. It's always a pleasure talking
But
to you. Mhm.
yeah, but Leroy, if I could just say, I have two. Well, you know me, I am a motivator by heart,
Uh-huh.
at heart. So I just have two things I would like to share with the viewers, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Whenever you think, viewers, if you think that something is impossible, I need for you to do this. Write down the word impossible.
Mm.
You write the I am, and you write the possible. Just tell yourself, I'm possible. When you look at that word, don't look at it as impossible. Start to look at that word as I'm possible, and you cannot go wrong. Every time you think that something is impossible, just write it down and just look at it instead as I'm possible. It's spelled the same way, it's just a matter of how you want
Yep.
to define it. So instead of saying things that it's impossible, just say I'm possible. And always remember that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
I love that.
No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So with that being said, I heard you all to keep a positive mindset in whatever you do. Always be a blessing to someone else. You may have everything that you want, but just remember that to whom much is given, much is required. You were blessed to be a blessing. So bless someone else along the way. If you have knowledge, and I mean, it's not going to be a financial blessing because we all don't have money like that. But even if you can teach someone a skill that you know, everything doesn't have to come with a dollar sign in front of it. Teach somebody a skill so that they can rise to to the challenge of becoming, somebody great. You know, you can't do it for them, but you can give them, you can set them on the way. You can create something for them. Teach them a skill or two that you might know. Be a blessing to someone else. And for those who are watching and for those who desire to become entrepreneurs, just remember that it's not going to happen just because you want it to happen, because you think it's going to happen. You're going to have to put in the work. Is it going to be easy? Maybe not. You got to put in the work to make whatever it is you want successful. Like Leroy mentioned earlier, if everyone is not an entrepreneur, it takes both work, because if it was easy, everyone would have been an entrepreneur. But look at it this way. It takes both rain and sunshine to build a rainbow. Two things that are so different, yet so when come together is so beautiful. And that rain may be the hurdles you may have to go over, the naysayers you may have to get by, the financial investments, the sleep that you may lose at night. That might be the rain. But look at your sunshine. It's your harvest. It's when you're reaping. It's when you're able to purchase the things that you want without thinking twice. So yes, it takes both rain and sunshine to build a rainbow. I thank you so much, Leroy, for having me. I thank you, viewers, for tuning in, whether you're watching the live or the replay. I thank you just the same. Thank you so much, Leroy, and I cannot wait to have you on my stage, on my platform on December 12th to let folks know how they can fix those credit, because we need those good credit, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you again for having me.
Yeah, Joan, it's just it's always a pleasure. I appreciate all that you do, all that you've done for entrepreneurs, and giving them the tools that they need in order to be able to survive. Because you and I both know the difficulty it is to be able to keep a business going. So when you have individuals like that set you up for success, hey, you gotta hang with them. You gotta hang with them. So we got 4 weeks. I want to say 4 weeks left in December. I mean, 4 weeks left in 2020, y'all. 4 weeks, only 4 weeks. So as an entrepreneur, you want to be able to finish out this year strong. As I say, you move with purpose and passion. But you build the impact, because when you build the impact, you change the world. And what better way than to have your world change than attending the Women's Entrepreneur Expo on December the 12th from 10 to 5. I promise you, you will not leave this event the same way that you came in. I promise you, you won't. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in, and we're going to see y'all soon. We'll talk to y'all next time.